Hello everyone, this is FuzzMonkey11 again. I am here today to do another FTB Monster basic tutorial. This is just going to go over some of the storage systems you can have in FTB Monster. Just basic. It's only three different things. It's going to go over iron chests, ender chests, ME systems for storage, and their different components, as well as BetterStorage and their lockers and battle chest or chests. In here, here is the iron chests and a couple ender chests, as well as just like for comparison, a large chest here, just two next to it. This is an iron chest. It's about the same, almost the same size as a large chest, slightly smaller, I believe, 6x9 versus. No, same size. Here's a gold, and that's a little larger, and a diamond. This is the largest size in iron chests. It is the same as a crystal and ender, obsidian, sorry. The obsidian one is just explosion resistant, and the crystal one is see-through. If you have mods installed that add copper or silver, there's also these two. Copper is the smallest. It's still larger than a normal single chest, but it is smaller than iron, and I believe silver is a little bit smaller than gold. They also add a dirt chest for fun. It can hold one full stack of dirt, and that's it. It comes with a book inside, and yeah, it's funny. Anyway, it's fun to make. It's just dirt around a chest. Now these are added by Energistics. They link based on the color code. Right now this one is orange, white, white. This one is orange, white, pink. Or magenta, sorry. And so they don't have the same thing in them. But if I were to take this white dye and get rid of this magenta, and open it up, they'll both open and they both show the same inventory. So you can use this, like, say you put a storage, you put one of these next to a quarry, it outputs into it, and you have the other one in your base, and therefore it links that distance without having to have pipes the whole way. So you can use them in different situations like that. Okay, we'll go next door now to the ME from Applied Energistics. I have it powered by a tesseract carrying it over from thermal expansion, going through conduits to power this. This does use power the whole time it's on, so you can set it up with a what's called a dark cable, where if you break, let me put myself in creative, break this and put that there, it'll only activate the whole system when you stand on this plate. So when it deactivates, you see the energy usage drops way down to 6 versus when it's on, it's up around 28. So if you just keep it like that, this will always stay off. You can also have it so I believe the power system into it this way is less, because you can also get, if I search just Applied Energistics, actually let me put it in that, at Applied, right here, interface, I believe you can do it with, that's an energy cell. What's the recipe for that? Yeah, you can do an energy cell, and you can have then power come into the energy cell, and then you can have a dark cable on the other side connecting to the whole system, and that would allow that it would turn off the entire thing, including the controller, which then would reduce your entire use of energy to 0 unless you were standing on or turned it on yourself with a lever or whatever. Any redstone signal to a dark cable, essentially. Now let me get rid of that and just take normal cable. Right there. Put that back. Okay, so now this whole thing is lit up. This right here is your access terminal. One of the things that's required to have a system operate, you need to have a controller, a way to access it. So you could have just a basic controller and then a chest, and that's it. But if you want to use a drive, you need to have an access terminal as well. ME drives can be stored in this ME drive bay here. these storage things, depending on what size, there's 4K, 1K, 16K, and 64K. Now, you can upgrade them as you go, because you need, for each one, you need the previous tier. So you can upgrade them all the way up to 64. 64 doesn't give you any more types, so you can only have 64 different materials in any one drive. 63 types of materials, I mean. But you can have, if it's a larger bay, you can have more of those items in it. So, like, you can have one drive, 164K drive that will have cobble and like anything that's going to be huge stacks in it, and then you can just have smaller ones for other mods that you're not going to have a lot of different things in it. Anyway, it's good for, you can access a terminal, access all the drives at once, shows you everything you have in there, and you can pull them out right from that, stacks at a time. If you have a chest, if I just take this out, whichever one has all the stuff in it, this one, and I put it in here, you'll see this one had cobblestone in it, and now it's all in that access from that chest. And I can still access it from the terminal because it is still connected to this system. These chests are all three connected to the system as well. This one is connected with a storage bus, which means this chest is used to store in the system. It doesn't actually take items out of it. Whereas these ones have input buses. Both of them. One's fuzzy and one's just a basic. The basic will take everything from that chest slowly over time. It'll take anything you put in it and deposit it into the system, whether it be in this chest here, if you have it set up through the storage bus, into this chest over here, or into a drive in this drive bay. It'll send it to either ones. You can set up different drives pre-formatted so that they all go into certain drives. Otherwise, it's just going to keep filling until they're all full. But this one just pulls everything. This fuzzy one you can set up so it pulls only certain items out. So you could have different ones out on different sides and have them go to different systems. So you could have one set up so it pulls out all the ore out and sends it over to a smelting system, and then sends it all back, or send it out to, and sends that all to like a block crafting. So like you can send and get iron blocks so it stacks better, more iron. Anyway, so you can do a lot with inputs and outputs. Anything that's an input, it inputs into the system, the ME system. Anything that's an export, exports out of the ME system. So if you have an export, it's going to go into another interface. So if you have an export onto a furnace, it's going to export that material from the ME system into the furnace. If it's an input on something, it's going to pull it into the ME system and store it. So that's a basic applied energistics. There's a lot more in-depth stuff. Different cables, you can get color-coded cables so that they don't intersect with each other, so you can have different systems. There's ways to teleport across different long distances but still have the two connected. But that's the basic gist of applied energistics. And then in this room is BetterStorage, where they have iron reinforced chests and lockers. A locker, there's a single, and then there's stacked double, too high. They stack too high, just like normal chests stack, too widthwise, like this one. They're the same, both of them are the same size, and all different types of the same size. It's just color coded, so you could, so you can actually like tell what's in what by different colors. So you could have like an all copper stuff, and that's going to store whatever. You can have emerald ones that are storing other things. Anyway, I don't see the reason why you'd have a diamond chest if it's not any better. It might be more resistant. I don't know exactly. I just know by storage size. Oh. Yeah, a diamond. Yeah, they all do the same, but they cost. These two cost a lot. They must be more resistant or whatever. But anyway, I don't see the reason to build them. Anyway, there's a thaumium one, but there's no recipe for it. Or, I should say, it's a recipe you're going to have to learn probably through Thaumcraft. You're not just going to get this recipe. You can't just craft it right off the bat. Because if you search, it's not going to have... R. Yeah, there's no recipe for it. If I press R, I can do it all day. It's not going to give me a recipe. But that's the same thing with most Thaumcraft stuff. Like, you can't see any of the recipes for Thaumcraft. You have to learn them through Thaumcraft. But that is basic storage in FTB Monster. My next video is going to be over piping and ways to sort and use these storage systems with other machines that you set up in FTB Monster. Anyway, this was FuzzMonkey, and later.